Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 1. Let me start over. Try not to stumble over my own face. Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. I have a couple of cars here. This is some of you may remember seeing me buy that Pagani Zonda in the junkyard. I threw it into the parking because I needed the room in here for all those chyrons that I was doing, and I have pulled it back out so that I can finish it. There were a couple of other cars that I put into the parking to make room, and I need to get them out because I don't want to have a lot of junk laying around. I still have quite a few junkers in my parking that I need to get rid of, and this one is a Datsun 240Z. This is the Rocket Bunny variant, which really is nothing but cosmetic in terms of the game. It's got a spoiler on the trunk lid, on the hatchback really, and it's got flared fenders, and this one is actually part of the front fender. That is part of the body, but other than that it's the same as the stock car. It doesn't have a different engine or anything. It has, that's like an intercooler I guess, but it's a front end body part. And I threw it together mainly because I wanted to get rid of it. I have a stock 240Z that's in my private collection. I didn't really want to have this one laying around, so I decided to get it out and finish it, get rid of it. So this one is about 50, let's see, 56, 57 grand? 56 I think, yeah, 56,800. Which is actually more valuable than the stock car, but I prefer the stock 240Z anyway. I would like it if somebody would mod in like the 280Z or the 280ZX, particularly the 280Z. I'd like to see that because I used to have one of those and it was a great car. I loved it, and I ended up moving and I couldn't take it with me, so I missed that car. But anyway, I'm not going to work on the Zonda in here. Let's do the junkyard, shall we? Okay, here we are. Mini Cooper. And are you a Jeep? It is. Jeep Grand Cherokee. That's actually a good, valuable car to do. I might do that if there's nothing else in here. I still have a big old pile of crates I need to go through. Tempest Magnum and an RX-3. This is the same spot. There was an RX-3 in the same spot the last time I was here. It didn't have a door on it though, I remember. There's another Pagani over there. It's a Hoyera. Tempesta. Bentley T-Series. None of these are really moving me that much. I thought about doing one of these if it came up because I have a whole bunch of T-Series Plus quality parts that I have stored in my warehouse, and I mean I'm never gonna do anything with them unless I work on one of these cars. I don't really feel like working on a big old boat of a car unless it's something really exciting, and the T-Series just isn't that exciting. Neither is, and this one is less exciting than the Zonda, and I have a Zonda. So I think we'll just start over. Okay, and here we are for take 2, Bolt Atlanta. And I wish I had bought that Jeep Cherokee now. That's a nice, valuable car. That's an RX-7. Oh no, it's not. It's a Mazda Miata. Looked like an RX-7 from that angle. Is this a Sakura? Yeah, GT20. This is like a cross between a Jaguar E-Type and a Datsun 240Z. It's kind of. This is actually like what. When I first started playing the game, the first car that I ever bought from the junkyard to rebuild and sell was one of these. A bit of a story behind that too. It almost caused me to wreck the game, but I saved myself. This is that same profile that I was playing on at that time. Boy, there's really nothing in this one. There were a lot more cars in the last pass we made. Okay, we're gonna go for round 3. Okay, here we are for round 3. What is that looking at us right there? Is it a... Is this a Chevy? Is this the Nomad? Nomad Resto Mod. What does that mean? It's got this weird pattern on it. It must be... Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else is here. That's a Chieftain, I think. Oh no, the Bolt Hellcat. And this is... Mayan M8. Mini Cooper. Is this another Cayenne? Cayman. Yeah. Military Jeep. Looks like another one of these. Okay, this is goofy, but I'm gonna do this. You know what? Because the last time I found one of these special color Mustangs, it sold for almost $500,000. So I'm gonna do this. And it is 64 grand. That's what we're starting at. Okay. This is actually fairly straightforward. It doesn't have a lot in the way of special parts. Practically nothing, really. I'm pretty sure it used Mustang. It used Mustang Mach 1 seats and steering wheel. Well, that's all we had was the taillight and the bumper. Wonder if I can even repair these. A bumper. That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with basically just the stock parts. Oh, I have a rear bumper. Don't buy another one. This car was really hurting for body parts. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Most of the time when I buy a car, I mean, there's more to it. This is just like the body and nothing else. It had the rear bumper and a tail light, and that was it. Okay, that should be 100% there. Yep. See, look, we were already at $120,000. Bought the car for $60,000, so you've doubled the value just by putting body parts on it. I don't think it has any exhaust parts in it behind the engine, because it just has the tailpipes there as a piece of the body. Yeah, it doesn't have anything behind the engine for exhaust parts. So I want to go and see what it looks like fully painted. So look, now it's $200,000. It was $60,000 when I started. It's $200,000 now, just with, and the only parts I've replaced was the fuel tank and the body pieces. So the factory color is this. This is like, it looks like the color out of a highlighter pen. The last one of these I did was orange, and this is like canary yellow. It's kind of disturbing how bright it is. So where are we at now? 200,000 and 242 bucks. So we're up. Paid $60,000. So we're up like we're up like $150,000 already. I am constitutionally unable to not completely rebuild a car, though. So we'll see. I mean, we're gonna, if it's anything like the orange one that I did, it's gonna be close to $500,000 when we're all said and done. But this is another mod that I recommend to any PC players who are looking for ways to make some money. The modded cars are the way to do it. If you're playing on console, unfortunately, it doesn't help you. But I mean, the mod cars that were my go-tos early on. Whoops! Ah, God! Stuck inside the tire. But the modded cars that were like my go-to cars early on, things like the Ferrari F40 and the Aston Martin DB5 and the Porsche 959. I mean, all those cars were $1 million a pop, and you didn't even have to fully restore them. I mean, if you got the parts to 100% and the body to 100%, the interior and the frame could be trash, and you'd still get a huge payday out of them. And I mean, that was how, for a long time, I just grinded doing cars from the junkyard. I think I was well over level 50. I mean, because you can. I think the last skill point you get is like at level 50. But you can get, if you continue playing past that point, you can get up to level 55, which is where it finally maxes out. But I think I was over level 50 before I even really made a concerted effort to finish all the story missions. And I only did that in the end because I wanted to see what the story missions were all. I wanted to see them, basically. I wanted to see the rest of the story missions. So I was already well over, I think, 20 million by the time I finished doing the story missions. And even then, I would do a story mission or two, and then I would go and beat up a bunch more cars from the junkyard and rack up more and more money. So, I mean, that's the way you do it. The DLCs, because I know that they added the DLCs to the console version a few months ago now, I guess. And some of the DLCs, like the Porsche DLC, you'll make good money on the Porsches, because you can find the two 911s and the Carrera GT in the junkyard, and those are all nice paydays when they're done. Which reminds me, I have a Carrera GT in my parking garage that I need to finish. Shock absorber B. I bet we won't repair much of this stuff. A lot of it is in the single digits. Yeah, we didn't even get to repair that transmission. Hub 4, drive shaft either. Knuckle housing B. I actually think all those things are under here if I click suspension. Yep. And that was V8 OHV. $25 and $29. Let's dismount these tires and see if we can repair them. 19% on that wheel. $205 70 14. I'm going to give him racing tires. No, I don't like those. Boy, I hope those are the right size. Nothing I hate more than buying the wrong size tire. Or the wrong part, period. Alright, cool. Repaired both of those. I have a notepad next to the computer here. And when I'm dealing with a lot of parts, I'll make notes. I'll write notes down by hand. When I was doing all those chyrons, and I had dismounted 3 sets of tires, so 12 wheels, rims, and tires, and I looked at them and I wrote down how many I needed. So it was 3 cars with 246 front wheels, 246 rear wheels, so 12 wheels total. So I wrote down the rim number and the size of the wheel and the tire so that I could buy them all without messing it all up. But that's a lot of money at that point when you're dealing with that many parts, especially great big wheels like that. And I know that money is not really a problem anymore, but I have been in the habit ever since. I mean, I have been in the habit since before of not just throwing money away. I mean, hell, if you can rebuild and sell 5 Bugatti Chirons, you will be set for quite a while. Even if you didn't already have close to $100 million anyway. Alright, that looks pretty good. Oh, look at that. I was going to get rid of them, but I will need them. I don't know when I bought those brake pads, but, whoops. I can see that I sidestepped myself. I didn't take out the other parts that I usually take out, which means I will need to get those out of there when I drop the car to remove the engine. I was actually trying to click on the bushing. I clicked all the way through on the tire instead. Actually, I'm going to do this now because I will not be able to stand it if I don't. But at least I can go ahead and buy these bits. Remember not to buy brake pads because I already have some. Alright, since we're here, we'll go ahead and yank this thing out now. No, not there. You'd think I've been playing this game long enough to click the right things, but I never seem to be able to do that. Okay, let's not get into that. I'm not ready for that yet. decided I would go ahead and buy that now because it's in my inventory. And I might as well go ahead and buy the replacement so I can flush the junk one. And I want to go ahead and build the front shock absorbers. $12 bushings. I'll go ahead and get the tie rods and the rack. Okay, so all sway bar B. Okay, let's go dismount the tires. 10%. Probably not going to get that one back. 17% on that one. Looks like we managed to repair one of the rims. No. Oh yes, we did. So that's Mach 1 14. I want to get that thing before I forget it. Okay, what's left? Front stern knuckle C. Oh, both bottom suspension arms. Okay. I do like that the Mach 1 rim is chrome by default. It makes it a suitable rim to use on pretty much any older Mustang. looks really good. I like it a whole lot, even if the color is kind of too bright for my taste. I wonder too, because I wonder if you were to paint the car something other than the factory color, would the value take a dive? I should have done that before I painted it yellow. Paint it some other color and see what the value is. I don't want to take the time to do that now. Maybe the next time I find one of these I will try that just to see. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure I didn't have any excess running gear parts in my inventory. So we're at $246,000 now. The car is really almost pristine. I mean, it is pristine, except for the fact that there's no engine in it. So we will take care of that now. Let's see, how much is in here? I don't see any spark plugs. I'm gonna need rocker arms. I know that I can get performance versions of the intake manifold and the engine heads and the exhaust manifolds and that alternator there. And this arm is going to be trash. So will this and that. I can get a replacement camshaft. Let's break out briefly and get these parts together. Was that just the plain push rod? I think it was. I want to look real quick and make sure. Yeah. Oh, I didn't buy that. And there's, yeah, I was gonna say there's an oil pan for it. I can't remember if this uses the V8 OHV oil filter. I think it does. So there's our engine head, V8 OHVI. And manifold I. And intake manifold I. Pretty sure it takes wires V8. Oh, I'm going to need all the ignition stuff too. Just occurred to me. That was V8 OHV. Didn't have a timing cover, so I need one of them. Cam gear V8. Oh, and camshaft V8. and buy that alternator. Did I buy spark plugs? I can't remember if I did or not. I did not. And how about pistons? Did I buy those? I bought rings. Okay. Sell piston rings for 0. Yeah. I do think that there should be an animation for throwing things directly into the trash. Okay, so we'll probably be able to repair this block. 14% on the crankshaft, so maybe not. No. So we repaired the block, but not the crankshaft. I knew it. And a fuel filter. When I was buying the alternator, I thought to myself, power steering pump. And for some reason, I think I got myself sidetracked thinking about spark plugs. And this reminds me of more things. Water pump, crankshaft pulley, water pump pulley. So it's water pump V8 OHV and water pump pulley. OHV crank pulley. Gonna need belts after this too. And the fan is the V808. Oh, you know what? Dang it. As I was clicking the button to put that pulley on, I remembered that there is a V8 OHVI pulley. That bites me in the butt every single time. Let's see. Belt A. Belt B, fan. That should be everything for the front of this engine. Okay, and let's do this thing here. What? I could have sworn I bought those. Yeah, I distinctly remember looking at this. Maybe I did. I mean, clearly I bought the distributor. Clearly I bought the distributor. Somehow I managed to not buy the rotor. always really looks like something is getting started. You know, when you get to this point, the block is assembled, and now we're piling stuff on top of it. It always seems like there's a pausing point there when you, because I always build it upside down and then switch it over once I get the oil pan on so that I can work on the top. But there always seems to be a point there where you kind of pause and look at it and think, yes, it's an engine. It's really going to be something when it's all done. And there's an engine head cover for this, and it's for this engine. It's not named engine head cover. It's named like head cover or something. Yeah, see, it's just called head cover instead of engine head cover, like pretty much everything else. For a while I was tearing my hair out trying to find them in here because I was searching for engine head cover V8 OHVI, and it wasn't coming up because it doesn't have engine in the title. And then I stopped and took another look at it and realized that I was looking for the wrong thing. This should just about do us here. Yeah, that's done. And something else just occurred to me. Because I never ever have a starter when I need one. Okay, that should be 100% across the board. Perfecto. So now let's go and test it. Make sure we put everything in the right place. from 164 to 280. Because to double it would be what, 8, 12, 328? 328 to double it. So we're short by about 60 horsepower. Still though, that's a lot. 280 is nothing to sneeze at, and especially in a, like, what is this, 1965? It doesn't say, but it is still 65, 68, something in that neighborhood. Pardon me, I got a little bit of a frog in my throat there. I like the floor mats. I don't think I noticed that before. I got the nice Mustang logo down there on the floor mat. I mean, one of my aunts a long time ago had a '65 Mustang, and I drove it around a bit, and it was fun. I can't remember what it looked like inside, really. This doesn't look familiar to me, but I mean, I'm sure it's authentic. It's definitely old school '60s. It got speedometer and fuel and temperature, and that's it. And an old school push button radio, it looks like. Alright, cool. Let's take this thing out and drive it and see what it'll do. Okay, here we are on the track, and oh my god, is it yellow. That's the kind of thing that you see driving down the street from a long way away. It might actually look better with a pearl finish than a metallic finish. From some angles it looks greenish. Let's see how fast it can go. And I would imagine we should be able to attain 150 miles an hour. Pretty much every car that you build in this game can get 150 miles an hour. It does look nice going down the track, though. I think I'm drifting to the right. Yep, just a bit. Guess we're not going to get 150. 140 maybe? Yeah, I'm sure I could get it faster if I messed with the gearing, but that's fine. That's really what I was looking for. And that's not why I do this anyway. So, let's go back and sell this bad boy. Okay, cool. Well, she's all done. It's I actually like it, but I've already saved, like, I don't know, 4 old Mustangs. And this one I definitely got in order to sell it. So the value is $406,000 with a restoration bonus of $81,000, so $487,000 for this car. Considering that the other Mustang Fastback that I did, I think sold for like 65 grand. This is nutty, frankly. I can't imagine why the color would make it so valuable. I'll take it, but I can't understand the historical basis for this. Somebody is probably typing right now to tell me, which is cool. I'd be happy if somebody knows. But for now, we'll go ahead and take our paycheck. And so, that was fun. I always like making nearly $500,000. I gotta get this car finished and out of here. Tired of looking at it. It needs to be finished up, though. I mean, whoops. This car is less than half of what I got paid just now for that Mustang, but that's because the parts are a wreck. The engine alone would make this well over $1 million if the engine was complete. But that's fine. I'll get that done and out of here later. So, that will wrap this one up. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again for our next Junkyard adventure. So until that time, bye for now.